Many Minnesotans are familiar with Fort Snelling State Park. The historic fort was built in 1825. It was an active Army post for 120 years before being named as a historic site. It opened to the public back in the 1960s.
Boy, since then, you can imagine there have been countless school field trips to this place. Because it's historic, you can learn about the history of it. And this is a history that actually goes back about 10,000 years. Last year, there was a new permanent exhibit opened in the Fort Snelling Visitor Center. Many Voices, Many Stories, One Place is the name of it. That details some of the history of not just the fort, but also the land that it is on.
Minnesota Live photojournalist Bill Middeke takes you to this exhibit.
Hi, my name is Bill Convery. I'm the Director of Research at the Minnesota Historical Society. We're here at the Visitor Center of Historic Fort Snelling in the new exhibit, Many Voices, Many Stories, One Place. Many Voices, Many Stories, One Place is an exciting new exhibit that provides a 10,000-year overview of Fort Snelling and Bdote, arguably the most important site in Minnesota history. This is a site that is very culturally significant to Dakota people, and it's a place where Dakota people still come today to honor their story, their creation, and their homeland. The United States Army began building Fort Snelling in the 1820s, and it was completed in 1825. And this was a military post on the far frontiers of the United States. It was a post that was put together to keep the peace between Ojibwe and Dakota people, to facilitate the fur trade for the United States, and to project American power into the American frontier. This is a story about the United States Army, but it's also a story about the social life in a fort in the 1820s and 30s. And a very important part of that story is the story of enslaved people like Dred and Harriet Scott. The Army encouraged the use of slaves to serve the officers at Fort Snelling. And so enslaved people were actually at this fort even though slavery was illegal at the time in Minnesota. Because of this tension between slavery and free soil, a number of enslaved people at Minnesota were actually able to sue for their freedom in Missouri courts. This was an accelerant for the Civil War. This is one of the more difficult stories that we tell at Fort Snelling, the story of dispossession that took place here. 1,600 Dakota people were placed in a wooden stockade and held over the winter of 1862 and 1863. We tell the story of the 25th United States Infantry, a regiment of African American soldiers known as Buffalo Soldiers who served at Fort Snelling in the 1880s. These were very often enslaved people or the sons of enslaved people who joined the Army. The really important untold story of this place is the story of the Military Intelligence Language School. During the Second World War, military authorities realized that they needed young men and women who spoke Japanese in order to intercept documents and interrogate prisoners of war in the Pacific Theater. And Fort Snelling was the home of the language school where 6,000 Japanese American men and women learned to speak a very high level of military Japanese. We wrap up this story by bringing back all of these stories together in a confluence, if you will, talking about the continuing significance of Fort Snelling today to the United States military, to Dakota people, and bringing that story together.
Well, Many Voices, Many Stories, One Place is included in your admission to Fort Snelling for Fort Exhibit Hours. We'll leave a link for you on our website, minnesotalive.com.